What's up, you guys? It's Jules here, back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about advice on meeting your online friends. So I have had 3 meetups in my whole life of meeting a stranger online. In this video we will be discussing basic advice, how to be safe, you know, like how to know if they're not catfishing you, how to know if you can trust someone over the internet. There's a lot of scary things that can happen. In my video where I met Jacob, you guys have so many stories and comments. Abigail says, I wish I could show this to my mom and say, see, online friends are real friends, not just strangers who don't care about us. But I can't because she believes very strongly in her own opinions and will not change them. The first person I met was actually an online boyfriend, and I believe I was 13 or 14 at the time. It was literally, I can easily say that my parents bend over backwards for me. I'm shocked that they trusted me, like, so I think the main thing we need to understand is that our parents are just trying to keep us safe. You're not supposed to meet strangers over the internet in person. It's not the best idea. So you can't hate your parents for thinking this way. And if there's really no way of convincing them, then you have to keep your patience. And this will give you a chance to develop the friendship even more. You know, I have 3 more years of online friendships and online communications. And then you might really get to see if this person is trustable. And by the time you're 18, you'll be able to book your own plane ticket. Like, I don't know how old you are, but age really does play a big part in whether you can meet your online friends or not. Jacob was the second person I ever met in real life. Now, you really want to avoid catfishing. People can pretend they are somebody else online so easily. An obvious thing is you need to face call them consistently. You need to either be FaceTiming. I know Snapchat can do face-to-face calls, but they need to be legitimate conversations, hours, daily, and you need to build a serious friendship and a serious connection in order to know that they're not catfishing you. I knew Jacob wasn't because we met on Black Ops 3 out of nowhere. And we just played a lot. We had each other on Snapchat. We would FaceTime and call every now and then. If they Snapchat you all the time and they're showing their face, they're showing where they're at, everything is lining up, then they're most likely not catfishing you. It's also extremely important to have them on all social medias so you can see, like, their persona on Instagram matches their Snapchat and their Facebook, da-da-da-da-da. And parents don't understand this concept at all. My parents are over 50 years old. They don't even understand how I meet these people and how I connect with them so deeply to want to meet them. I just have incredible parents, and they will do whatever it takes to make me happy, and I'm so blessed to have that. They are not strict. For example, when I met Brian a couple years ago, I had to fly to Tennessee, and I was not an adult yet. I was 17 years old. I paid for my own plane ticket, and my brother and my mother had to drive me to the airport. My mom was literally shitting her pants because she's sending her daughter on a plane alone, and it was my first time on a plane and I was alone. She was going nuts. When I would FaceTime Brian, I would tell my mom to come into the room and they would have conversations. Brian and my mother would have conversations over FaceTime, so then my mom would understand that he's a real human being. And even Brian's mother and my mother would have conversations over FaceTime. They have each other on text message. They can call. I had to get Skype so that my mom could face call me because she doesn't have an iPhone. You need to set up these boundaries so that your parents know that you're safe, because it is scary. I was sending pictures constantly to my mother on the plane, the window of the plane, right when I met Brian, pictures of me and Brian together, so she understands I'm safe. I was calling her consistently, and texting her consistently. Do not leave your mom on red for more than 2 minutes if you are in a different state with a stranger. And like, my vlogs just make it look like I'm having a fun time and living a wild, adventurous teenage life. Like, no. My mom needed to see, hear, and know where I was at all times. And I was comfortable with that because she let me go in the first place. And she didn't really want me to go. Terrified. It's so scary. I met Jacob. He actually drove here. He drives to my town to see his other family members every summer. So I didn't have to do any traveling. Jacob and his grandmother offered me to go back to the hotel. And so this would mean I'm getting into a car with people I do not know. So I had to call my mom, ask her if I can. Obviously, she was shitting her pants. She's like, I don't know. She's like, where are you gonna be? Da 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 da. Keeping her updated constantly. She has my location, all these safety procedures so that everyone is okay. Because kidnapping is real. Catfishing is real. We can't think that meeting your online friends is all fucking flowers and roses and everything works out, because it doesn't. The one where I had a online relationship where I was like e-dating. My mom drove 8 hours with me to New York. I was only 14, I believe, at the time. It was just crazy that she even let me do that, because me and this boy were dating. Like, and I don't even understand how the fuck that worked out. We get to the hotel. My mother got to meet his mother for about 10 to 20 minutes, and then I left with him to Starbucks or something in his mother's car. So my mom was literally having a panic attack because her daughter is with a stranger. A lot of stress that I put on my parents. And luckily I was safe, because with Dakota, we texted constantly. We were playing Black Ops 3 for 8 hours a day together. We were FaceTiming constantly, sending Snapchats and pictures, and I knew he was not catfishing. Even though I felt safe, I really did. I felt safe in the car with him and his mother. My mom doesn't know them like I do. So it's really a tricky process to convince your parents. A lot of these comments are just people saying like, I want to meet my online friend. And trust me, when the timing is right, you will. If you don't take enough time to connect with them online, there's a possibility that it might be awkward. So for me and Jacob, the first time we met, it really was not awkward at all, because, not to brag, but I feel like I am really good at connecting with people online first. It is so crucial to have a bond over FaceTime, because if you don't, it will be awkward in person. You will have nothing to talk about, stuff like that. Yeah, I think some people are a little bit naive and they meet this person, they only talk with them for 2 months and then they think it's time to meet them. Like, no. Dakota, I think I knew him for about 8 months, if I can remember. I was a little girl. I only knew him for about 8 months, I think, before I met him in real life, I think. And it is so nerve-wracking, guys. You will feel this, like, your whole body will be shaking. And that is completely normal. Like, you will be fucking, your heart will be racing, you will be shaking like crazy. It's completely normal. It doesn't mean that you don't know them well enough. It just means you're nervous, you're excited, your body's going crazy. When I met Brian, I wasn't really shaky because him and I literally are like best friends. So Brian and I had the biggest connection before meeting in real life compared to anyone else. So I was literally just standing outside at the airport. The only thing I was worried about was setting up my camera. And I wasn't really shaky at all because I'm just hanging out with Brian. Like, he's my best friend. It's just as comfortable as FaceTime, like literally just as comfortable. And you want to meet your online best friends, please be patient. One day it will happen. don't give up on the friendship. Just keep playing video games with them, keep communicating with them. For example, I have some friends, Tom and Aiden. I lost a lot of connections with them, but it's always in the back of my head like, hey, if I ever go to Canada, like, can we hang out? Or if I ever go to Las Vegas, can we hang out? And for those people, I would have to FaceTime them a lot more to be comfortable to do that. And I understand that with myself. It is hard being a little kid. I know it is so hard convincing your parents, but you need to be safe. You need to put your safety first, and your parents know better. I feel your pain. I really do. I'm not gonna say his name, but we were gonna try to meet up, and my mom said no. And I was so heartbroken over it. But she was right. He was not a good person. He was actually a very bad person. Because, wow, he ghosted me. Like, he wanted to meet me in person, and then he ghosted me. So it happens. Your parents are always right, and I'm so grateful that she never drove me there. If everything goes right, meeting your online friends is the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world. I want to meet people like Ian and Edrol. If my team ever has a meetup, I definitely want to go and vlog. It's mainly for the vlogging content and also just like doing something stupid. I don't know. I'm 19. I have a car. I have a job. I have all these things. I'm responsible. So now it's like a completely different view. When I look at my 14-year-old self, no, I should have never been meeting strangers off the internet. And I got so lucky that I didn't get kidnapped. Like, if you enjoyed this advice video, please leave a like and subscribe to Jules down below. Good luck, everybody, on meeting your online friends. I hope everything goes safely. The world is not perfect, okay? And your parents are always right. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.